The slap echoed louder than the jukebox. Pool balls clattered to a stop. Every head in the smoky bar turned as the old man stumbled back, the paper bag of bread in his hand falling to the floor. His cheek burned red, trembling from the blow. He didn't raise a hand, didn't say a word, just steadied himself, standing tall in a faded airborne jacket with a patch so old it looked like history stitched in fabric. The biker who hit him flexed his knuckles and scoffed. "Watch where you're walking, Grandpa," he sneered, laughing as his buddies roared behind him. The old man didn't move. His breath was steady, eyes fixed straight ahead. Not at the man who struck him, but at something past him. Something deeper. Something earned. He bent down, picked up the crumpled paper bag, and made his way to the bar stool. Not a single person helped. Not the bartender, not the man who'd just broken a pool cue over his leg in excitement 5 minutes ago. Everyone just watched, unsure whether to feel sorry or relieved they weren't next. He sat down quietly, pulled out his phone. One message, just one. Then he put it away, folded his hands, and waited. Minutes passed. The bikers returned to their drinks, bragging loud, full of false courage. "Guy probably never even saw combat," one of them said. "Bet he just wears that patch for pity points." The bartender chuckled nervously, trying to stay neutral, as if choosing a side meant losing business. No one noticed the sound at first. It started low, a faint rumble, like distant thunder. Then glasses on the bar began to vibrate. Someone glanced out the window. "What the hell is that?" The sky over the parking lot began to darken, not from clouds, but from a shadow. A wind swept in, knocking over chairs and sending loose napkins flying. That's when the noise exploded, rotors chopping the air like an incoming storm. Heads whipped around, conversations died mid-sentence, someone ducked instinctively. Outside, a Black Hawk helicopter was descending, right there. In the middle of the gravel lot, the downforce shattered the stillness like a hammer to glass. Dirt flew, signs bent, and every motorcycle outside shook from the blast. The bikers rushed to the windows, shielding their faces. Panic spread like fire. The doors to the bar burst open, not with a bang, but with purpose. 3 figures in full tactical gear entered. One of them scanned the room. The other 2 stepped forward and locked eyes with the old man at the bar. Then came the words no one expected. "Sergeant Major Dalton," the lead soldier called out over the noise, "we received your message. Are you all right, sir?" Every head turned. The old man nodded once, slow and deliberate. "I'm fine," he replied calmly, "but I believe someone here owes this country an apology." Silence didn't even describe the atmosphere. It was shock, frozen in real time. One of the bikers took a step back, face pale. "We didn't know who he was," he started. "You didn't care who he was," the sergeant snapped. "That's the problem." Then he looked to the rest of the room. "This man served in Vietnam, Fallujah, and Kandahar. He's been wounded 5 times, rescued over a dozen soldiers, and has more honor in his little finger than most of us ever will. And you," he turned back to the man who slapped him, "laid a hand on him because you thought he looked weak." The biker said nothing. He didn't even breathe. "You thought the uniform was just some old patch," the soldier continued. "You didn't know it was earned. You didn't know what he gave for it. But you know now." Then, with flawless discipline, the 3 soldiers turned to the veteran. All at once they saluted. Inside the bar, no one dared move. Even the jukebox had gone still. The old man didn't smile, didn't gloat. He just nodded to the men, stood slowly, and began walking toward the door. The crowd parted like water. Not one person tried to stop him. As he stepped outside into the wind of the Black Hawk, still hovering above, the lead soldier placed a steadying hand on his shoulder. "Let's get you home, sir." The old man paused. "Number, I'm good. I'll walk." The rotors slowed. The helicopter began to rise, slowly lifting back into the sky, and inside that bar, the silence stayed long after the dust settled. Before we wrap up the story, let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from? We'd love to hear. Because in those 21 minutes, they hadn't just witnessed a rescue. They witnessed respect reclaim its place. They saw a man who didn't need to fight to remind the world of who he was. He just needed to stand, and let the truth land on its own. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel.